All right. All right, are we good to go? Good to go? All right. Alex will join us here in just a minute, but we will go ahead and kick off with today's Camping World for 400 race winning crew chief, Greg Ives. And Greg, thank you for joining us here. I know that was a win that you guys have been chasing for a long time. Just talk to us a little bit about your thoughts now that you can officially say that you guys have been to victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think you chase everyone that you compete and participate in, no matter if it was a pit bike race like I did yesterday, or if it's a Cup Series or just a foot race. So, finishing second there, I think has been valuable for us to learn and grow as a team. I just kind of like what happened, almost mimicked what happened in Kansas, but I think Alex had some experience behind him, allowed him to understand that Kyle's car was going to adjust and change a little bit when he got out front, and he just had to stay after it and attack. And sometimes if you feel beat, you're going to get beat, and I felt like he had that experience, so no, he still had an opportunity, and he took advantage of it.
All right, we'll now open questions for Greg. If you have one, please raise your hand, and you'll say your name and affiliation, and we'll start up front with Lee and then go to Holly.
Lee Spencer, RacingBoys.com.
Hey, Bowman.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Greg, even once Alex started running for Hendrick, and even though he had been around in the past, I mean, people were calling him a rookie last year. It's like this kid has never gotten the respect that he deserved. What would you tell people that really don't know what his potential is?
Well, I mean, sometimes respect is what you got to go and get, and I think he's been able and capable of doing that. I feel like I've underperformed a little bit with the cars and been able to, over the last course of, a month and a half, 2 months, been able to give him an opportunity to run up front and show what he's made of. So, last week in Sonoma, we had every week I have one of my guys kind of give the team meeting, and his main theme was go get that respect. And I think that's something we've been trying to do. And I think Alex as well. So we joked about it and had a couple laughs about it, but in the end, it is true that we just have to go out there and know that nothing's going to be given to us. And it's up to us as a team to know where we're running and what we need to do to get better and to improve. And like I said, over the course of the last few months, we've been able to do that. And I think that's really been the key. Alex stepping up as a leader of the team, and this becoming Alex's team rather than the 88 team of Dale and past teams. And take nothing away, he had to just make it his own identity, and he's been able to do that.
All right, we've been joined now by our race winner, Alex Bowman, driver of the number 88 Exalta Chevrolet. And before we return to questions, Alex, just a few quick thoughts from you on now officially being a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series winner.
Woo! Yeah, what he said. I don't know. I'm pretty speechless. I feel like I kind of just want to get home and enjoy it with my friends. It's something that it's all I've wanted my whole life, and now that we went and won a race, I don't really know what to do with myself a little bit, but just very thankful for Hendrick Motorsports, Exalta, Nationwide, Lumar, Valvoline, everybody that stuck behind somebody with, I don't come from a racing family. I don't have a big resume. I kind of went from running in the back every week to doing this, and still not really quite sure how that all happened, but it's been a heck of a ride, and just very thankful for the opportunity, and thankful for getting to work with people like Greg Ives and this 88 team.
All right, we'll continue with questions. Holly, go ahead.
Holly Kane, the NASCAR Wire Service. Congratulations, Alex. I wanted to ask you how much of what you kind of just spoke about and what you spoke about earlier goes into you passing Kyle back and winning that race. I mean, there was no let it go. You came back. It wasn't like, oh, I gave it a good try. You made the pass and you got the win. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I just kind of tired of running second. I felt like we had a car capable of winning. We got held up there for a little while. I got super frustrated with some lap cars just not helping us, which they don't have to help us, but that's just kind of part of it. You know, we lost a big lead there, and I got pretty frustrated, burnt the right rear tire off trying to get around some lap cars, and when Kyle got around me, I was going to tear the right side off it, trying to run the fence or get back around him. So glad we kept it out of the fence, and I was kind of surprised that he left the top open the way he did and left clean air up there, and surprised it worked. I guess I should have moved up there earlier, but I didn't want to run second again.
All right, go ahead.
Eric Young with superspeedway.com. Alex, how much did the later start with the rain affect the track and how things handled for you today?
Yeah, you know, I thought it was going to free up quite a bit more than it did. It really didn't change the handling of our race car very much. Maybe lost some rear grip as the night came. Didn't really gain a ton of front grip until we made some changes. So I feel like we started the race way too tight, but also kind of once the sun went down, didn't have a lot to lean on with the right rear. And Greg was able to make some really good calls on what to change with the race car, because I kind of needed both. And we were definitely too loose there at the end, but we were able to make it work.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. I had a couple questions for you, Alex. One, can you kind of take me through the move by Kyle, the run, how you were able to get that run, the side draft and the contact, and if you were worried about that, and then how much, you obviously got to focus on your marks, but how much are you worried that he's going to come back and now that you've made contact and initiated it, if he gets up to you, it's game on? Yeah,
the contact was pretty unintentional. I think that was just aggressive side drafting, and I think Kyle and I are pretty good friends. He's one of the few guys in the Cup Garage that I actually talk to and kind of hang out with a little bit. So, you know, I think we were just racing really hard, and we raced each other super clean. We raced really hard all night. We come into the end of the second stage, we were side by side quite a bit, kind of passing each other back and forth. And, you know, I wasn't really worried. I know he's not going to drive in there and wreck us. The contact probably made our car a little better, folding in the right front a little bit. We were so loose we needed to tighten it up a little bit. But that was just hard racing, and I think it's a lot of fun to race Kyle like that.
And also want to ask you is, you know, when I think about you and what you've gone through and the experiences in the midget, or even doing stuff with your father racing in your midget experience, and then the injury, and, you know, even the support of your grandmother and what you've gone through to get to this point. When you're standing on the door, when you're standing on the roof of the car at the front stretch and people are screaming for you, what's that moment? What are you thinking about? And is your mind kind of going back to some of these things now as you start to soak in this win?
Yeah, I don't really know. I feel like I'm so used to being disappointed in a way after Cup races and stock car races in general. You know, my career hasn't been what I would have hoped it would have been, you know, as a kid. And I'm so happy, and I feel like I'm not really showing it because I just don't really know what to say. I'm just very thankful for the opportunity, and thankful for everybody that supported me and stuck with me. I mean, obviously, Greg's been a big part of that and really helped me kind of mature, as weird as that is to say, because I'm still a 12-year-old at heart, but pretty much the most immature person in the garage, probably. Yeah, she's more mature than me, for sure.
That's why I brought her up here.
Yeah.
Just in case you got any tough questions.
Yeah, she's taking notes, going to critique me after this, but no, I just it's been a heck of a last couple of years, and I don't know what to say. I feel like it hasn't sunk in yet, you know. I feel like once I'm able to kind of go home and be back with the people that were there for the years of running 35th, and the same core group of people that I've been friends with my whole life, when I get to go home and share it with them, it's going to be really special.
Did Kyle come up to victory lane and say, you're not looking excited? Because I know he said that in the bullpen. He looks like he finished 12.
Yeah, he did say that. Man, I don't know what. I don't know how to be excited, I guess.
This is him and I excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like role reversal. When we won the pole for the Daytona 500 in 2018, came across the start finish line, And Greg said whatever the lap time was. And he was all bummed out because he wanted to run faster than that because his goal was like a 90 and we ran like an O. And I was like, well, dang, where does that put us? It's like, oh, P1. Pull
Well,
up for the Daytona 500. So
That's-
that's kind of probably just how we are a little bit. We're
Yeah.
weirdos.
Well, I think we just grew up always behind the 8 ball a little bit, and knowing that you had to fight and claw for everything you got, and also stay humble and stay content, and and understand that it's the hard work and the people behind you that allow you to get where you're at. And excited, heck, I haven't got 150 texts in my life, in a week, and for those people to reach out and how proud they are, that's what I do it for. So my excitement doesn't always show, but for me, I'm thinking about what I did wrong throughout that race and how I could have done a little bit better, but I guess that's my job.
Greg's excitement doesn't show until he starts drinking and his alter ego Hansel comes out, and then he's really excited. And Mr. Hendrick just called him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
In the media center, but no, perfect.
It's just a slight break. We'll be back with you guys in a minute.
Anytime he
Hansel.
calls,
Yeah, Hansel. is
anytime he
Greg's alter
calls,
ego.
let's move on. Anytime he calls, I answer. So whether it's morning, noon, night, Victory Lane, that's the best place to answer it. So
Did you guys see he won a pit bike race yesterday?
hey,
I mean, how about that?
yeah.
And he peed his pants in Victory Lane.
Well,
Pretty amazing.
And then he got it stuck in the mud. So, as good as we do in winning things, we also tend to find a way to embarrass ourselves. So, hey, it's a full-on show over
All
here.
right, let's continue with questions.
She's
Jordan,
like, we
go
need
ahead.
questions. They're going downhill in a hurry.
That celebration you keep talking about. Go ahead, Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. I have two questions, one for each of you. Let's start with Greg. How far was Hendrick off at the beginning of the year compared to some of the organizations?
You guys seem to have a better handle on that than us. So, the problem is when you're fighting and you're digging and you're working hard, you until you're winning, you're off by a lot, and until you're competing and contending. And yeah, I mean, we could compete in some speedway races and help with that, but as you can tell, I think the whole Chevy organization has started to realize we're better together. Jim Campbell's been a big part of that, starting at Talladega and that win that we were able to get from that. And so it's really about us working together, working better, not just the 88 team, not just Hendrick Motorsports, but all of Chevrolet. So I think that's where we were behind. I think we were all trying to think that we were smarter than all of us put together. And, I appreciate the 48 team, the 9 team, the 24 from my camp to help bounce ideas off of and build confidence off of some of the best in the garage. So we were behind, yes, but I think you guys can tell we're getting better and we're contending and leading laps and that's great, right?
Yeah, that's good, Greg. Leading is
Okay.
good.
Perfect.
This is
Did-
kind of a follow-up to Alex. As you're going through this at the beginning of the year, how hard is it to remain patient and say, we're going to get there, but we're just going to have to. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, I think the hardest part was, the beginning of the year, we were typically finishing the best or one of the best in our team, and then the rest of our team found a lot of speed, and we struggled to find that same speed they did. So that was the hardest part for me. It was just mentally staying patient. Greg and I staying on the same page through some of that and the struggles that come with the 3 other cars in the organization finding speed and us continuing to struggle. And then we find speed at Texas, and I go back the car on the fence in qualifying, and the backup car's super old, just stuff like that, those were the hardest parts. But Greg and I kind of sat down, got back on the same page, and as soon as we did that, it was like a light switch for us. over that off week to just regroup and be really good ever since then.
All right, go ahead.
Sharon from Bamford Racing Blog and Radio. Alex, you kind of foreshadowed this win in some respects. You said that you guys were getting really close and that a win was about to happen. Did you have Chicagoland circled or as one of the potential tracks?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's similar to Kansas. Obviously, it's not repaved like Kansas is, but it's a very similar racetrack. And I think we brought the same race car. So,
Yeah, that was the same race car.
yeah, obviously we were really strong there. Probably should have won that race. I gave that one away. We've just been so strong at this type of racetrack that I think after Kansas, we run second. I'm super bummed on that one. My family's from there, and I really wanted to win that race. I was pretty upset with myself, and I got back to the lounge, and one of our engineers, Tim, he's like, just wait till Chicago. We're going to go haul ass there, and we were able to do that.
Absolutely. And that's the other part of my question is a lot of the drivers seem to feel like they missed their setup coming into the race and couldn't seem to catch up throughout the race. Did you guys do that throughout the race, or did you come into the race feeling like you had the right setup?
Yeah, I think we were really good in practice. We weren't perfect. We were fighting with a race car that was too tight to run the bottom and too loose to run the top and didn't really know which direction to go. I told Greg to make a turn in the race, and we started the race pretty much just too tight, and we're able to make a lot of changes to catch up. So Greg did a really good job of that. I had some poor restarts, which hurt our track position quite a bit, but we're able to have some strong ones at the end, and just really made a lot of good changes early that put us in position for the end.
All right, Bob.
Bob Hockris, Fox Sports. I have a couple for Alex. What kind of person were you like in the days following of those second place finishes? I mean, were you somebody that nobody wanted to be around, or could you let it off your shoulders at all?
I think the first two I was pretty pumped, right? Like Talladega, our best finish of the whole year until then was 11th, and we went and ran second. I was thrilled. And then Dover, we started last and ran second. I was pretty excited. Kansas, we gave one away, and it was on me. So I was pretty hard on myself. I feel like I'm not super hard on those around me. I'm just really hard on myself, which is probably something I need to work on at times. But it's one of those things where nothing has been given to me, and I feel like Dale says I have a chip on my shoulder that I need to drop. Apparently, I probably still haven't dropped it, but it's just one of those things that I feel responsible for how we run on the weekends, and this is really all I have. I have a great group of friends and family at home, but it's not a job to me. It's my life, and how I run on Sundays kind of dictates my whole week more than it should probably. And Greg and I have had this conversation. It probably does for both of us. We just care a lot. So, those seconds weren't bad, but there were definitely some worse weeks than that, but definitely pretty hard on myself.
And when you took over the 88 last year, you had said something to me about how you weren't worried about what might happen if you don't have success because you planned on having success. And I'm curious if you worried at all between February 2018 and today.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of this year was rough. I feel like everybody's always I feel like people question me a lot, and if I deserve to be here or not, just based on the fact that I don't have a big resume to fall back on. I've had a lot of great opportunities throughout my career, but when we went stock car racing, those opportunities got pretty slim. So, just getting a cup win is something that kind of relaxes me in a sense that I feel like I can finally say I deserve to be here. But there were definitely times I was very worried about it. It made going to the racetrack not a lot of fun, but glad we're having a lot of fun now.
I think that's one of the biggest changes for Alex is coming to the racetrack and not thinking about what happened or more or less just thinking about what he can do, and that mindset has changed, like that off week that we had, and I think that's been a big contributor to our success, and him being the leader, becoming a leader on the team, and coming in with a little swagger each week rather than what could.
I don't know what swagger is.
Something you're getting it. So
cool.
But yeah,
is that what the ladies like?
No, no, that's Axe or something like that. But anyways, but I'm trying to give him a compliment, and he still rags me, so I'm done.
All right, Bob has another question. Go ahead, Bob.
I know Rick said that you're his driver after Nationwide said that they were not coming back, but what do you think this means as far as sponsorship search and solidifying your place there?
Yeah, that's really important to us, right? We can't do this without partners like Nationwide and Exalta and Valvoline and Lumar and everybody that puts their name on this thing. So, finding a partner is really important to us, and I'm glad we have a really great team of people upstairs at Hendrick Motorsports to work on that, and I'm confident that will make it happen. I'm going to be driving the car next year. I'm not worried about that. Mr. H has told me I'm good there, so that's all I need to hear. We just need to go win some more races and maybe go chase a championship, and I'm confident the rest will take care of itself.
All right, go ahead.
Eric with the superspeedway.com again. Actually, to build off that, for both of you guys, you're now in the playoffs. How does this change your strategy going forward?
Well, I think for me, I can stop watching the points race every week and worrying about trying to be in. Obviously, we're pretty strong in points, but we weren't locked in by any means. So doing that, I feel like we can just be more aggressive, take more chances. I feel like I can be more aggressive on green flag pit stops and just little things like that sometimes if you overstep, it completely ruins your day and costs you a ton of points. We don't have to worry as much about, and I can just work on getting 10/10ths out of it, so when the playoffs come, I know how hard I can push or can't push.
Yeah, for me, it's just continue on doing what we've been doing, putting our best car on the racetrack, run one, and that's usually what you put your most time into. So, keep on doing that and executing the races the best possible way, and allowing these guys to be under the pressure that the playoffs give you. We have a lot of playoff points that we need to catch up on. This definitely helps, but going into a playoff without not a lot of playoff points is not the best place to be. So focused on trying to do that, and obviously just being consistent, executing, and growing as a team.
All right, Lee.
Hey, SpencerRacingBoys.com. Did you have a game plan for your celebration when you finally got the monkey off the back?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I do. Probably won't be able to talk about it because I probably won't remember it. But no, we're gonna have a lot of fun. For me, it's really about enjoying this with my group of friends back home, kind of like I said, and hopefully the whole team will want to come over. My house is right by the airport, so hopefully they'll stop by on their way home, and we'll have a good time. I'm gonna throw Greg in the pool. Oh, you're driving home. Are you?
No, I'm not driving home.
Oh, you're flying home.
Yeah, I'm flying home.
Okay, so we're good. I'm gonna throw him in the pool in about 3 hours. So
Yeah,
you're gonna be in the pool.
maybe.
You ready?
That's fine.
Last time we were in the pool, there was a thunderstorm going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not storming in North Carolina, but pool party at my house, I think. Hopefully my friends are even there. Knowing them, they're like asleep because they got to work on Monday morning. But we're going to go have some
Yeah,
fun
some of us
regardless.
still have to do that. So
I know for a fact the road crew has Monday off.
yeah, they do, but that's fine. No,
You
I
have
mean,
school, do you get the day off school tomorrow?
she doesn't have school anymore.
Oh, you're summer
break.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to throw my girlfriend in Greg's pool, and she got really upset with me. So Emily is at home right now because I couldn't find anybody to watch my dogs. She was supposed to come to this race, so I'm in big trouble when I get home.
Have you heard from Emily yet?
I haven't had my phone. and Kelsey's got a grin on her face like there's a bunch of angry text messages. So sorry, Emma. Please don't burn my house down.
I have one last question, then I'll let you get to the party. But you finished second at Talladega. You guys, Chevrolet came up with a great plan after kind of having your butts handed to you a couple of times. They were restricted-play tracks. What do you guys have planned going into Daytona now? I mean, I know it's a handling track. It's going to be a little bit, different than what we saw at Talladega. But with the new setup for that track, the principles are there.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably no surprise that we're going to continue to work together with the Chevrolets, and that, like you said, handling is definitely a big part of that there. But the shorter race is different than the 500, so just a little bit of change in different strategy. But I think you're going to see changes amongst all the manufacturers a little bit to try to one up each other and try to make each other better than the next guy. So we'll have to see. He's coming next week.
Yeah, my plan is just to go win.
Yeah, he's not even. I just tell him what to do and he drives it. So when I tell him to pit, he pits, and stay behind whoever he needs to stay behind. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up before we go down even more of a weird path. So congratulations to Alex and Greg. Alex, when you get your phone, make sure you look at a really cool message that Nationwide posted for you from a pretty famous football player. So make sure that you see that and make sure you have a lot of fun tonight. Same for you guys, Greg, as well. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you guys in Daytona.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time and putting up with our shit show up here.
It didn't happen until he showed up, so thanks, guys.